We bring you some breaking news, this time from Brett Baer, who just spoke to President Trump on the phone. Elon has totally lost it.
Donald Trump, in my opinion, has came out a lot more modest than I thought he would. He's now appearing to be the bigger person. Now, is he the bigger person? The answer is no. Both of them are silly for doing this. And I love Trump. I love him. But bruh, y'all grown. Two grown tail men on Twitter going back and forth. Insane. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. We got a lot to talk about, starting out with Elon Musk and the Donnie. I spoke about this the other day and it went viral to a certain degree, giving my thoughts on Elon Musk's claim that Donald Trump was on the Epstein files or whatever the case may be, and how ridiculous that was, because it's not the flex that he thought it was. Because if he was associated with something that nefarious, then you would think you wouldn't have your kids around Donnie in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? So it didn't really manifest the way I think that Elon Musk expected it to. And I said yesterday in a prediction that I think the person that gets hurt the most in this situation is going to be Elon over Donald Trump. Donald Trump is essentially invincible. And the media has created this, and his election success have created this, where he is invincible. Elon Musk, with all the money he has, I think he thought he was on Donald Trump's level. Unfortunately for him, he's not on Donald Trump's level. But Donald Trump, in my opinion, has came out a lot more modest than I thought he would. He's now appearing to be the bigger person. Now, is he the bigger person? The answer is no. Both of them are silly for doing this. And I love Trump. I love him. But bruh, y'all grown. Two grown tail men on Twitter going back and forth. Insane. However, I do think Donald Trump is taking a little more of a practical approach to this than Elon has historically done. And I did see a clip of Elon Musk saying, somebody had mentioned they hate that the two of them are fighting, they need to make up because it's better for the country. And that post is, I think we have it here, where it says, somebody said, Bill Ackman says, I support the real Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are much stronger together than apart. And then Elon Musk responded, you're not wrong. Now, I think Bill Ackman is the Bill Ackman I'm thinking about. He's a billionaire. And I think he funded a lot of conservative stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out how the news is covering this. Obviously, y'all know my opinions on it, but let's see how other people are covering it. What I've noticed by looking at this when I was prepping for the show is that it seems like the left want to make this bigger than what it is. Lost his mind. Has lost his mind, which is what Trump had said about Elon Musk. They're fanning the flames because, to be honest, they ain't got nothing else. You look at the right, it's more matter of fact. When they say lost their mind, they're quoting what he said in more of a matter of fact way. Elon totally lost it. Other things that they said, I think, are just reporting on quotations and not really trying to be as salacious as the left. Now, the center is congruent. I would say kind of a balance of both, a little bit of salaciousness and a little bit of matter of fact. So this is why I love Ground Out News. And I say this every time I talk about them. And I should do this every day, but I don't want to burn you guys out. But you go to the left, the center, and the right, and you read the articles so you can be 100% in tune with what the conversation that is being had, the direction the conversation is actually going. All right. And make sure you don't miss your blind spot. It's like driving in the car with no blind spot mirrors. I mean, you're gonna literally crash and burn every time. But when you look at some of these articles, you can look at which side is missing what context based on the color. So the red means that the people on the right are missing this, and the blue is representing people who are on the left who are not writing about these articles. Putin ally, Russia ready to facilitate Trump-Musk peace deal. Nobody's trying to talk about this on the left. They want to talk about the arguments between the two fellas, all right? So just go through and look at this as well when you go to Ground Out News, and you will be better informed about the news. So make sure you guys subscribe through my link at ground.news/Tatum, or download the mobile app and use offer code Tatum for 40% off the unlimited Vantage plan to see through media bias and stay informed. All right, so let's go back to the clip of Donald Trump calling in, or CNN calling Donald Trump to ask him about this issue. Roll the clip.
Joining us now, someone who just got off the phone with the president. CNN chief political correspondent Dana Bash joins us now by phone. Dana, what did he tell you?
Good morning, John. Well, he said that he's, quote, well, here's exactly what he said. Quote, "I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. The poor guy's got a problem." He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he said he wishes Elon Musk well. It was a short conversation. He didn't seem very exercised about it. And the interesting thing is, of course, the context of this is how many people who are in both men's orbits are trying to broker a peace deal, so to speak, and trying to get them to talk because of the concern about the fallout in so many directions. I mean, the blast radius from this fallout is really, really big and very wide. But right now he said he's not interested in that, and he's moving on. And in typical Donald Trump fashion, John, he, before I even asked the question, wanted to talk about what he wanted the storyline to be today, about the economy. He was talking about gas prices. He said he was waiting for the jobs numbers to come out, which I think is about 2 minutes from now. So as he has done his entire career, not just political, but since he was a businessman, trying to push out the narrative and push out the story that he thinks is the most advantageous for him, and he thinks that's the economy now. But of course, we did briefly talk about Elon Musk, and the headline is he says he has no plans to talk to him right now.
Yeah, just to reiterate, again, because the story overnight has been a whole slew of people working to tone things down and to de-escalate. And he's telling you, I don't want to talk to him right now. And then he also threw that elbow saying that, the poor guy's got a problem. So, if Elon Musk is waking up this morning, he might read that, I imagine, as a new insult.
Hold on a second. I just want to make this clear, y'all. I'm showing you this to show you what's on the news, but let me help interpret this for some people that may not be aware. Nobody's thinking about this as much as they think they are. Nobody's taking their kid to school today and like, man, I can't believe Elon Musk, or at least I'm invested into the argument between two billionaires. One being the most powerful man in the world, the other one being one of the most richest men in the world. I think the average American person probably don't even really know what the feud is all about. They're not sitting there watching every, jot and tittle that's going out about this topic. It's just not happening. Now, CNN would like to make you think that this is the most explosive happening on planet Earth, and they think it's kind of odd that Donald Trump will revert back to what matters to the American people. I'm telling y'all, this is going to blow over. And him and Elon Musk gonna be friends again, and we're not gonna even hear about this no more. So that's why I try to encourage people not to get too emotionally invested in either side of it. I give my commentary on who I think is right and just reporting on what's happening. But at the end of the day, these guys are gonna be friends again. Remember Marco Rubio, Lil Marco? Remember Ted Cruz, Lying Ted? I mean, Donald Trump has literally had beef with just about everybody, and they end up being cool. I think Ted Cruz is sitting next to him right here. So don't get all worked up about this stuff. It's not what you think it is. I do think that it's a bad look in a small window for conservatives because it's so childish to me, regardless of both of them talking. If I were to be in this position and they ask me, what do you think about Elon Musk? I'd be like, I'm not finna talk about him. I have no comment. I'm here to talk about the American people. I will call Elon on the phone later. This has nothing to do with the public. Don't ask me about this again. I'm a grown man. He a grown man. I'll set up a meeting with him and we'll talk through our issues. But he said this on social media. He did what? On social media. Okay, that's it. That's all I need to know. What am I responding to social media about? Let's talk about the economy. And that's exactly what Donald Trump has done. But there is still consequences to these actions. So with all that I said, and I think it's going to blow over, there's still consequences.
And people say that this alliance has gone longer than most anticipated. This was a long time coming. Why do you think they will work it out? Why do you think cool heads will prevail given those huge personalities?
Elon Musk is a unique individual. Think about the achievements he's made and all of the different industries involved in that express the technical might of America. Starlink, imagine if you're a soldier in the Ukraine. Thank goodness you have that. Or anything he's doing with SpaceX and Tesla and robotics and Neuralink. Trump wants to be close to that. The whole administration wants part of that story. And frankly, so do the Chinese. I mean, the whole thing is all integrated together. Today was remarkable in just how these stories eclipsed everything else. I think the China story was big. I think the German chancellor was there and he got just wiped out by the tweets and the social media that was coming out of Trump. The whole thing is remarkable. We're in a very fast-paced world now. But I keep saying this about Trump, and I'm saying this about Elon Musk. Ignore the noise. Focus on the signal. It's not easy to do in the world we live in. I'm an investor. I don't care about noise. I don't care about the tiff these two are having right now. It's irrelevant. I focus on the signal. Do I stay long Tesla? Yes. I mean, I don't like volatility, but I understand why it's happening. But find me another company like it. Why would I sell it? I actually think if you're Trump, you're saying, wait a second, this guy leads the free world in space, and I want to stay close to him. They're going to work this thing out. I mean, I know I understand how people can have angst about it, but I really focus on signal. The noise is almost entertaining, but irrelevant if you're an investor.
Let's go to a few things. I want to read off Tesla stock dropping, which is going to come back. It's going to bounce back at some point. But right now, the stock has dropped 14% on June the 5th following a public feud that we have just addressed. Loss in value, about $150 billion in market value was erased in one day. The current price of Tesla trading is at $301 today. So if you plan on, and I don't suggest that people, gamble and speculate with their money, which is going and buying Tesla stock right now is gambling and speculating with your money and stock picking and doing all that stuff, which has no real relevance in whether or not you're going to be successful at one point. You're gambling, okay? But if you want to gamble, buy the stock while it's cheap, because at some point it's going to go up. The stock rebound about a -6% on the 2nd after its initial crash. So it came back up, I say -7, it's -6. It came back up about 6% between the 5th and the 6th, like I told you it would. And we know it will continue. Tesla is still down 26% year over year. So with the leftist lunatics blowing up Teslas and doing all that to his fallout with Donald Trump, it's not a good look financially for him, okay? Let's go to Scott Jennings discussing the fallout between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because I like to hear what Scott Jennings has to say. Roll it.
Abby.
Is that a bag for you to breathe into?
No, this is what.
Okay.
I'll be pouring this in my Newsnight mug tonight.
Oh, Lord.
Pepto-Bismol is what we all need here in the Republican Party.
I thought it was some Jack Daniels.
They might need that too.
I'm just, first of all, I just want to, I know that we have our differences here sometimes, but if you could give me a little dispensation for the next hour and not beat me to death. Look, here's the deal. The goals.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to defend either of these men. You could just tell us.
And here's the problem.
What you think
here's the problem. They both have a point. Trump's agenda is in the bill, and he wants to pass it. That's his point. Musk is not wrong about the national debt, and he deeply cares about this, and that's his point. So their goals are not mutually exclusive, which is, I think, the rub. And for all these Republicans out here who, like me, have really enjoyed this coalition, this partnership. I mean, I firmly believe that the relationship and the partnership they formed last year saved America and put us on a path to saving Western civilization. And now this puts that in jeopardy. And so it's not just about the daily policy quibbles, it's about the larger cultural things that are at play. So I'm going to have some of this tonight and hope for better days and better skies tomorrow, because I still love them both, and I hate it when mom and dad are
Go
fighting.
ahead and take a sip, Bakari. I mean, Elon Musk is calling in.
So anyway, if you wonder what's going on with men in America, zesty Bakari sellers that sit next to him is the problem. Go back to the Zest pool. Go back to him. I just want y'all to see this real quick, just so you know. Bakari sellers that's standing next to him, just go back just a little bit. Go back just a little bit, right here. When you zesty like this, man, this is why you're a liberal. This is why you believe in all this ridiculousness. And we'll get to the debate with what they believe in a minute. But I want to play Mike Johnson calling out the behavior between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Roll the clip. Roll it.
I thought you were supposed to have a conversation yesterday with Elon. Did that happen, or was it just texts?
Well, we exchanged text messages yesterday. I spoke with him at length on Monday, and And that's why the kind of the blow up that happened this week was very surprising, disappointing to me. We had a very friendly conversation. I really like Elon. He's a friend. I've come to truly respect his acumen. The Doge effort was heroic, patriotic, helped us find a lot of savings and abuses that Congress was not able to uncover previously. So huge contributions. And look, we can have policy differences. We have that here in this building, every day, but it's not personal. It shouldn't be personal. I don't tell my friend Elon I don't argue with him about how to build rockets, and I wish he wouldn't argue with me about how to craft legislation and pass it. But we've had some good discussion. I thought it was helpful, fruitful, but it's just disappointing. I hope it all resolves today. Look, these are two titans. I respect them both. I'm of course a huge fan and supporter of President Trump. I was with him in the Oval Office yesterday afternoon when some of this was unfolding, and he was disappointed. I was disappointed. I just hope it resolves quickly for the sake of the country.
Which is reasonable decorum, right? I mean, I think that it should resolve. I think that it's silly. I think that they need to stop this. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. Now, here's a skit of a phone call that somebody put together that I thought was pretty funny. just listen. Before y'all get mad at me, Donald Trump he's making fun of Donald Trump more than anything in here. Don't be mad at me. Get over yourself. It's a joke. I thought it was funny when I watched it, even though Donald Trump was saying some crazy stuff according to this character guy. But I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So if you got a sense of humor, you would think it's hilarious too, at least in part. But I wanted to show it because I saw it yesterday and I literally shared it with everybody I knew, even my wife. Wrote a clip.
Hello?
Seriously, dude, like what the F?
Is this about Epstein?
No, like I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't.
I told you that. I thought we were besties. I really did.
Well, so did I. Donald.
Well, look.
But I wanted to cut spending.
That's
I wanted to cut spending, so.
I was going to take you to the island. I was going to take you. Remember that? I was going to take you there.
You were?
We were going to have a good time, and you ruined it. You botched it. You botched it so badly. So badly you botched it.
I just really wanted to make government efficient.
No, this is unforgivable that you would say that.
Well, you left me no choice, Donald.
This is like hoes before bros level betrayal. That's
well, I have a lot of those. So.
And I was going to give you hoes. I was going to take you there. I still know where it is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
Well, you left me no choice.
I let your little kid wipe boogers on my desk. You know that. In front of the press, I let him wipe little boogies, beautiful boogies, but I let him do it. I let him do it because I believed in our country. And I wanted you to be a part of that.
I know, but you screwed it up.
You botched it so badly. It's unbelievable.
I didn't botch it.
You know what? You don't have the cards right now. You don't have the cards. I'm going to go burn my Tesla. How do you like that? You like that?
Oh, you go for it. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
I was never even there, and you know that. I was never there.
What, on Epstein's Island? Yes, you were.
We can ask Epstein himself. I'll call him. I'll call him right now.
Oh, really? How are you going to do that? He's dead.
Oh, you think he is?
Well, yeah.
Jeff.
I thought it was funny. Comment in the comment section you think it's funny. See, a whole bunch of people in the comment section had a little smiley faces. Even though he's getting on Trump more than Elon, I thought it was funny. Little boogies. Beautiful boogies. I swear that's how Donald Trump talk. He will say something and he'll add an adjective on it or something. He'll just say, well, it was something big, but it was extremely, like it's a good deal, but it's an extremely good deal. The boogies, extremely great bugs. I almost said something that didn't sound like boogers. You heard me. I almost said it. I almost had to repent right on this show. It rhymed with goobies. Would it be? All right, let's move on. So I think I beat the dead horse about this topic. At the end of the day, I think they will resolve it. At the end of the day, it's just like family fighting. They fighting in public, which is ridiculous. But eventually they'll be cool again.